Hey, Joshua here with Salty Scales. Hope you guys are having a great week. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of awesome little revisions that you could do to your rigs to improve your hookup and catch ratio on Mangrove Snapper. This is great for offshore, near shore, and of course in the bay and off the piers. So I hope these tips help. Hey, I hope you guys are going to have a Merry Christmas. If I don't get to you before Christmas, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll have plenty of videos before the new year. But make sure you give a thumbs up if you like these tips, comment and subscribe for every thumbs up and share that you do on the video. I'm going to be donating 1 cent to Tampa Bay Watch. So not only will you be supporting the channel, you're donating to a good cause. Let me bring you in a little closer. I'm going to show you these 2 awesome techniques or tips that I think will really help you catch more fish. Hey, so a lot of you guys fish with what they call these little football jigs or hog balls offshore and in the Tampa Bay. Well, a lot of times when the hook rusts, you just discard these and throw them out. Well, as you can see here, this has no hook on it any longer because I cut it off. It was rusted. We left it in the boat. And as you know, the saltwater elements eat it up. But what I find with these hog balls and football jigs is, yeah, they are effective at getting the jig to stay close to the bottom. But I notice a lot of times my hookup ratio is not as good, or fish just come unbuttoned. And I think it's because of its awkward shape and how the hook butts up against the jig itself once it's down on the seafloor. But I'm going to show you a cool little trick. Once that hook rusts out, this is something that you could do to help increase your catch ratio, and it's really effective. Let me show you what I do. So what I do here is I have some 20-pound soft steel leader. Use any fluorocarbon of your choice. And I got some mustads. I oftentimes use Gamakatsu or Owner. I mean, these are all really good hooks. This is a 2-aught hook, guys. Go ahead and grab you a nice hook out of here. So what I'm going to do is, you can see here on this jig, this is where the hook used to be. This is where you typically tie off. And what I'm going to redo is I'm going to give it a little bit of slack, this hook. But I'm going to show you how you can reuse it, because these hog balls are like $2, $3 a jig in some instances. So if you can salvage it and do this and use this technique, you're going to save a lot of money, but you're also going to catch more fish. What I'm going to do is cut off a little piece of fluorocarbon leader. This is nothing too crazy. First, tie your hook on with an improved clinch knot or Palomar knot, any knot that you prefer that'll hold up. Improved clinch knots never let me down. You see me use it a lot. So I'm going to do that. Make sure you're using a little saliva. This demonstration I'm not, just because it's just a demo. But pull that tight. Trim your tag nice and close. Now what I like to do, guys, and this is something that you probably haven't seen a whole lot of, is with snapper. Okay, so this hog ball is really good when you're hog fishing, because you want that bait right on the bottom. Those hogfish have the tendency to want to root around and be right in the sand. But if you've ever looked at your radar or your sonar, your fish finder, when you're out offshore or in the bay, you'll notice that the snapper like to hold off the bottom quite a bit. And that's why these 2 techniques that I'm going to show you are very effective. So with that being said, what you could do is give this a little bit of slack, right? Tie you a improved clinch knot once again, this time to the jig. Okay. Moisten that, pull it taut, trim your tag. So now we have a hog ball essentially with some slack. So the hog ball, guys, wants to keep your bait tied to the bottom, tied, you know, all the way to the bottom. And oftentimes that won't look very natural. And mangrove snapper have great eyesight, and they're pretty intelligent fish. If I had to, I mean, they're intelligent for being a fish. But if you use this, what this will do is it'll allow that bait obviously to get to the bottom, but then it's going to swim around and look like a wounded fish, but a lot more natural. And the fluorocarbon also will disguise, you know, down there on the bottom. So they're not going to see that. And this is kind of separate. You know, this might look like just a rock or something to them on the seafloor. So this is going to help you increase your catch, but it's also going to allow you to use your football jigs, expensive jigs, over and over again if you do use these techniques. So this is my second tip. So I've told you and showed you how to use, and I've showed you videos of me using the Carolina rig many times. But the Carolina rig can be very frustrating if you don't set it up properly and take the proper steps to prevent tanglement. Because the rig, when it's descending, if it descends too quickly, has a tendency to want to wrap itself up. There's a couple things that you could do to help mitigate that issue. And one of the best tips I can give you, start with what they call the little bobber stop or pegs. We got the bobber stop. You go ahead and put this onto the braid just like this, right? And what you want to do is grab your bobber stop and slide it off that wire. Okay? Pull it onto your braid. That's what you're doing right here. Once it's on the braid, this is what's going to help mitigate a lot of issues, and I'll show you what I mean just a second. All right, so I got a little Spro swivel. This is only an 80-pound swivel, but as you can tell, they're very little and they're very strong. Spro is great for making very good things, heavy-duty things in compact sizes, and that's what this is here. So grab you a little swivel. Make sure they don't blow away. I'm using a 2-ounce lead in this particular instance, but before I do, I'm going to put some beads on, and the beads are going to prevent, as you can see here, this hole is pretty substantial. If you just leave the bobber stop on here, it's going to continuously get wedged in here, and you're going to be fighting with that. So what I do is I take additional beads, round beads at that, and I'll put those on the braid as well, okay? Oop. All right, so now I have my round bead and I have my bobber stop. All right, from there, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my 2-ounce sinker because this is for offshore, so it's gonna be a lot heavier. Slide that on. And then what I like to do is throw another bead on under it. And what this does is it helps prevent the sinker from, and these are soft beads, by the way, guys. I'll list the link down in the description. Got these off Amazon. These are soft beads. So as that weight comes down and keeps hitting this swivel that I'm going to be tying on with an improved clinch knot, it will not chafe the braid and weaken the braid over time. Now again, I tie the improved clinch knot. The only difference with this is make sure you're going through the swivel twice when you're using braid, or else it'll slip. Tie that improved clinch knot, give it about 8 or 9 wraps, and then put it through the hole and back through the hole. And this ain't a knot tutorial, but I'll list this knot tutorial up above if it's something you want to see. Pull this tight. It's going to cinch down onto your swivel. Trim your tag here. Now, I'm going to take my leader. So I like to go pretty light when I'm offshore for snapper until I start getting into the jumbos. So 20-25 pound fluorocarbon leader is all you need. Again, I'm tying this on the other side of the swivel and improved clinch knot. Moisten that, pull it taut. That's beautiful. Trim your tag. All right, let me clean up a little bit of my mess here. If you did not do what I was telling you, so with the Carolina rig essentially, this weight would have nothing to stop it. It would just slide all the way up your line. So if you let out your line too quickly and this sinker is descending at a rapid pace and you're not controlling that pace, you're going to have a lot of line out by the time this sinker is going to hit the water. So your sinker is going to hit the water and you're going to have 20 foot of line up off the bottom. So what adding this little bobber stop does is it prevents that. It stops it right there. So if there's a particular depth that you want to fish, say that you mark those fish and they're 5 to 6 feet off the bottom, you can move this bobber stop up which would increase the amount that your bait would be up off the bottom. And you could play with that. Sometimes 2 feet's good, sometimes 5 feet's good, but this will also help prevent the tangling as the sinker descends rapidly in the water column. Hey, I hope you liked today's tips, guys. These are 2 awesome tips that is going to save you a lot of headache and help you catch a lot more fish. Trust me on this. And I'm going to throw in as a little bonus some fish catching clips. So if you want to stick around, take a look at here. But until next time, I'll see you on the water. Snapper, dude.
I don't know what mine is either.
All right, guys. Pretty sure I got a big snapper on. That hurts. Oh man, monster, Chris.
What?
Oh, you want to net that?
Damn. What is it? A monster mangrove?
Oh yes.
I mean, monster on a shrimp?
No, greenie.
I just call it a monster freaking drunk.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's an awesome mangrove.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, you got it on a knocker rig.
No, I put this back
Or
on.
the Hogball, that's what I meant to say.
On the Hogball. Guys, what a snapper.
Beauty, man.
Look at him.
You get that pretty fish. Looks so fat. I mean, it looks small there for some odd reason when you do that. Yeah, I like it like that. There you go.
There he is, guys.
Here you go.
Beast. Mango. Get in the box, baby. Get in the box.
I think you just got the name of your spot, Beast.
We gotta put a.
Beast mangrove?
You got some Beast.
I like this little spot.
Let's see why.
This little spot's got some good fish.
When you get your clients out here like on something like this, they'll be wore out and ready to go home in 30 minutes.
We can't because we're too far past the line.
This is way past the 9 nautical
No,
mark.
this is only for our pleasure here, I guess. For now, anyway.
Yeah.
Mark that baby, Chris. You know, that's one thing I do like about this rod, Chris, is I can feel when my bait fish kicks and when something comes up and just licks it.
That skinny rod?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you can.
I'm saying that you feel every little movement. Come on, guys. That's another mango. Yeah, that's another mango.
Oh my God.
Missed that one. Nope. What you got?
Grouper.
Yeah, don't.
What happened? This thing is so weird how 1 minute you're catching mangoes, 1 minute you're catching reds, gags.
They're rotating coming into the dining
That's
room.
exactly what's happening.
Coming in and
Holy smoke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it looks like sometimes, and then it stops. Watch, it'll do another. It'll stop. Oh, you can't say that.
Hey, quality man, okay? Chris is always, he is salty, guys. Y'all hear him making fun of my nice 14-inch fish?
Let me see that. See it? That ain't no 14. That's like a 12.
Man, I don't understand why you're always so angry.
So you gotta stand up. You can't see you.
I got him! Oh! Oh! It's a monster, dude. Oh! He just comes unbuttoned. No! Story of my life. Did you see that rod?
Oh, yeah, it was dead. No doubt.
I don't know how. I thought for sure it was gone again. This rod is pretty tough too.
Oh, going a little hard on him.
Holy cow, guys. This is the RTF inshore by Okuma. It's a lighter rod, but as you can tell, she did some hammer time on that fish. I would have liked to seen that one. So the big grouper had moved in.
There you go.
What was that you just caught, Chris?
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.